These monster-in-laws are worse than Dracula. Compilation. All of these are from the Charlotte Dobre YouTube subreddit. Sister-in-law smashes wedding cake and gets disowned at brother's wedding. Hey, I didn't even know what tag to use as this story is messy. In every sense of the word, I assume. I'm using fake names, although the groom and bride allowed me to share the story. This is my sister's story, yet I'm involved as well. I, 18 female, have a sister, Anna, 24 female. We grew up as close as possible and we always did everything together. When Anna met Alex, her now husband, he worked at my parents' restaurant part-time to get his life started. Alex and Anna fell in love immediately and our families got along well. Despite the age gap, Alex and Anna share life views, so it all worked out. Yet the only person that didn't like Anna, nor my family, was Sophia, 21 female, Alex's sister. Sophia made a big deal out of everything, yet she always acted like my sister's best friend. Her facade crumbled down at their wedding. Alex and Anna started dating 3 years ago and got engaged 2 years ago. The wedding took place this year in March. Sophia went dress shopping with Anna, yet didn't participate in the wedding planning. It's not the culture where I'm from. Yet she had every type of request in the book. Vegan menu, no flashing lights, saying it would give her a seizure because of her epilepsy, which her mom denied her having.
You liar!
No smoke machine as she would choke. No roses in arrangements or bouquets as she was deadly allergic. As my sister planned the wedding, Sophia kept shooting her snarky remarks and was always rude, calling her every name in the book. And when my sister announced her pregnancy 2 months before the wedding, and the fact she'd named her kid after her best friend, whom I knew was an amazing woman, that sadly passed away in a crash, Sophia called her idiotic and unable to get over it, as to her, said best friend's name was ugly.
What is wrong with you?
Oh, she sounds fun. Alex agreed with the name as he liked it himself. Her reaction and hurtful words pissed me off, and no one was allowed to treat my sister with so much disrespect. So without consulting Anna, I changed the tulips from bouquets and arrangements to roses. Just to see if she'd fake it, as her mom always had roses in the house, and she seemed completely unbothered by them. Oh, that's the ticket. I mean, okay, like I'm not sure if I would do this. Like, it's interesting to see, just to see, but I wouldn't outright do it at the wedding. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, what if she was actually allergic to roses? You could like get her a bouquet or something and be like,
Oh my god, sorry, I totally forgot.
but even that, like, I don't know. I had EpiPens on me at the wedding just in case I was wrong. At the wedding, Sophia showed up in a baby blue dress, or so she said. To everyone, it was white. The whole wedding, she complained and seemingly didn't even notice the roses until Maya and Anna's aunt mentioned it. Sophia started panting and crying out, causing a big scene and grabbing at her neck, seemingly out of thin air. Why, hello there. It is time to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, Bombas. You see that? You like that? That's a nice sock. That's a good looking sock right there. Y'all, when I tell you, these are the best socks I have ever worn. Mike actually introduced me to Bombas socks, and I used to like steal his. Don't worry, they were clean most of the time. So when they wanted to sponsor a video, I was like, dude, I already wear these socks every day and I know they're good. And here's why. They are super good quality. They focus on premium materials like merino wool and extra long staple cotton. I'm active. I walk a lot. I work out multiple times a week. And since wearing these socks, no little piggies have come out to play. Bombas is also a great company. For example, did you know that the item that homeless shelters need the most is actually socks? Socks are an item of clothing that you can't really donate if they're used. I mean, you could, but best to not. Bombas have a one purchased, one donated policy, and they've donated like 150 million items to date. You're gonna feel good and you're gonna do good and you're gonna save some money. If you use my code at checkout, you're gonna get 20% off your first order. Just go to bombas.com/Charlotte Dobre and use code Charlotte Dobre, all caps, to get 20% off your first order. I'm gonna give you one more look. Oh yeah. Starting to throw herself on the table where the champagne and cake were, knocking both down. Everyone was looking. There's a term for this, right? Like I've actually been watching like a lot of documentaries of people who claim to like really famous people who claim to like either have cancer or like some sort of like fake disease, and they use it as like their personality and then they get exposed. There's a term for it. Is it Munchausen syndrome? Munchausen syndrome, now formerly known as factitious disorder imposed on self, is a mental health condition where individuals intentionally fake or induce physical or psychological symptoms to appear ill, often seeking attention or sympathy. This is actually like so much more common than you would think. It's not as simple as, pretending to be sick because you don't want to go out. Sorry, I can't go to work today. It's a lot deeper than that. I think it stems from maybe at some point early in childhood, they, were sick and they got the attention that they sought. Everybody kind of coddled them and came to their every whim, walked on eggshells around them, and they started to learn.
I'm learning.
If they were just poor, sick old me, they didn't have to behave like a normal human being. Everyone would always tiptoe around them, treat them with all of the respect and attention that they've always wanted. I find that people who can't get attention any other way often are like this. They use it as a way to be center stage. And believe me, I know someone like this. So the cake got destroyed, Anna started crying, and Alex comforted her, while Alex's parents, Maria and Vladimir, started berating their daughter for making a fool of herself and their family. Vladimir said she's disowned and he hoped to never see her again.
You're done. You're done.
And everyone left her on the floor crying and continued celebrating my sister's beautiful marriage. I played petty and picked a rose from one of the arrangements and threw it on her. Whoa, okay, bestie. Before calling security and going to enjoy myself. Post-wedding, Sophia posted about us on social media, complaining how we intentionally triggered her and got her disowned, and is currently dragging my sister through the mud. We're trying to take legal action, but we'll see what we can do. I'll update if necessary. Yikes, that girl is so overly dramatic. I'm convinced she made sure to crash into the table with the wedding cake just so she could ruin the wedding. And maybe the whole ploy about the roses was, everybody gets roses for weddings. I'm sorry, but roses are a thing at weddings. Just finding little ways to kind of sabotage, right? And then she realized that you probably intentionally did that and acted like a psychopath. I'm glad your in-laws didn't enable her behavior and in fact disowned her in front of everyone at the event. How are you not embarrassed? Yeah, some people are saying that this might have been fake because, as I said, what if she was actually allergic to roses? I understand the pettiness behind it, but don't use this as oh, okay, I'm gonna do this to someone who says that they're allergic to something. Let's just get that out of the way. Should have used the EpiPen, better safe than sorry. Okay, settle down. My sister-in-law's wedding karma. Hey everyone, I've never posted on here before. Welcome. But after watching so many of Charlotte's videos on YouTube, I thought,
Why not share my own story?
why not indeed? Little background, setting the scene. My husband and I have a blended family.
Don't breathe this.
I have 3 children and my husband has 2. His youngest is special needs. This is important to the story.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
My husband and I did not invite his youngest sister to our wedding. Why? Because she is drama. My husband wanted his brother to be his best man, and because of false accusations dear dramatic sister-in-law made, that ruined my brother-in-law's life before she publicly declared she did it for attention and nothing happened. I beg your finest pardon? My husband decided he wouldn't put his brother through the stress of being near her. Fast forward a few years, we as a family get an invitation to sister-in-law's wedding. It was a beautiful outdoor Great Gatsby Roaring 20s themed affair. My family sits down at the table and waits for the ceremony to start. After about 5 minutes, my mother-in-law comes up and tells my husband that sister-in-law wants her immediate family to sit at the very front. She looked at me and asked if I minded. Not at all. Ooh, rude. I'm sorry, immediate family does get to sit at the front, but I think it goes without saying that their partners also sit. And
criminal offensive side eye.
As my children and I are sitting away from my husband, I see my beautiful stepdaughter, the one with special needs, and her mom and stepdad. Guess where all of them were directed to sit? Yup, at the very front with the immediate family. Right. Yeah, that was a dig. That was a dig. My husband was angry. He came to sit back with me. I told him calmly it was his sister's day. She wanted him at the front. He needed to respect that. I didn't realize the groom overheard. He tried to get another chair for me, but I told him no. I wasn't trying to create any problems, and I looked back at my husband and said, "We're leaving as soon as the ceremony is done." Mind you, this is all in front of the guests, including the groom's family, friends, and her friends and extended family.
That sounds messy. Okay.
Not a good look. The ceremony was beautiful. My sister-in-law looked ethereal. It was perfect for her. My goodness, you seem like a very well-grounded, really understanding person. I think that you are handling this beautifully, and the way that you talk about her is like, it just goes to show that you're not being petty in this at all. That's all it is. It's just family. Ain't that deep. After the ceremony, as we were leaving, my other sister-in-law asked what was going on, and my husband told her. She was appalled. We noticed some other people leaving but thought nothing of it until afterwards. The bride called my husband the next day crying because apparently almost everyone left after the ceremony. She wanted to dance with her big brother because she couldn't have a father-daughter dance, but he left without saying goodbye. I mean, I think that that's kind of her fault. Both sides' family left soon after too, and she had no clue why. I think like intentionally excluding people and making like a big scene about it is kind of silly. She wasn't even able to get family pictures. That's when my husband blew up at her and said, "Yeah, you didn't get family pictures with me because you disrespected half of my family." Period. I love this for you. After explaining to her what happened before she came down the aisle and how he wanted to leave, but I was the one that told him to sit at the front because it was her day and that's what she wanted, and how everyone there saw how she treated people and thought it was less than her, when in reality I showed more grace and dignity than she would ever possess, and they knew it. She then cried, and she only did it because I didn't invite her to our wedding. Yeah, but listen, that's not your... Okay, hold on a second.
Wait a minute.
That was also not just your decision. That was also your husband's decision. He actually had to tell her that it wasn't me that didn't invite her, but him. She was his sister. It was his responsibility, and she should be mad at him. We all cut contact with her, but it was after she called us demanding we financially support their mother. She was in on the wedding stuff and is extremely toxic in her own right. Well, that's my story. I hope you found it entertaining. What a way to just genuinely ruin your own day. Like, just to be petty and spiteful like that. Like, you didn't have to do that, okay? At that point, it's like you're bringing this negative energy to a day that's supposed to be special, and you're being like spiteful. For what?
I have cause. It is because I hate him.
I understand she felt some type of way about not being invited to your wedding over things that she did. But like, not only did she exclude you, she also excluded her nieces and nephews and made them feel like they weren't part of the family.
You see, your actions have consequences.
I'm really glad that everybody had your back. We're not going to talk about what the sister-in-law did, like the allegations against the brother and what caused her to not be invited. But I just find that very, very funny that she caused this whole situation, the not being invited, and then is still being spiteful toward you. Well, if it isn't the consequences of one's actions. What is the relevance of the stepdaughter having special needs? I feel like I'm missing something. Okay, yes, this wasn't addressed. Oh, I'm sorry. My stepdaughter is wheelchair bound. My sister-in-law's excuse for having them sit in the front with the immediate family was because she didn't think my husband could handle his daughter. I can understand having her mom there in that case, but then why have stepdaughters and stepdads up there too? That's a good point. Yes. And also, really relevant update that I thought I would share. I think they're divorced now.
Oh, there's a big surprise.
I don't know all the details because I really don't care to know about her. Love this. Let's not put our energy into people that don't serve us. I don't know the details. I really don't care to know about her. I know she has 2 children and works as a flagger for road crews. You really did kill her with kindness in this respect, and I'm proud of you. The good thing about people is they often show their true colors without you having to do anything. Crazy sister-in-law tries to interject herself into my wedding. Bridesmaids, have my back. I love hearing Charlotte's take on wedding drama. So after just finding out some drama that happened at my wedding 10 years ago, I thought I'd share. Ooh, goody, goody.
Won't you share your thoughts with the whole class?
Throwaway because my family knows about my mane. My husband's eldest sister is the most egotistical, dramatic person I know. She has to be the center of attention at all times. I saw her a handful of times before we got engaged, and we were not close. Well, after getting engaged, someone gave her my number, and she was very vocal about what I should do for the wedding.
Hey, I have this great idea.
She gave me the contact for a Mennonite wedding dress shop. I informed her I had already gotten my dress. She then wanted to see a picture and complained I didn't invite her to go dress shopping. I replied that I kept it small, with just my mom and 2 bridesmaids, and that I was not sharing the picture of my dress with anyone. That is honestly a good call to not share it with anyone, because especially someone that you don't trust, I don't know.
I'm on to you.
I don't see that going well. Soon after that, she told me that her youngest daughter was the perfect age to be my flower girl, and that she already has a flower girl dress for her to wear. I said my niece was going to be the only flower girl. She said I was welcome to use the white flower girl dress for my niece. I told her I don't want my flower girl in white, but thanks for the offer. She insisted that I had to put my flower girl in white. I stopped replying.
Oh, but you simply must, darling.
Says who? Says who? Then she wanted to know what the brothers should wear for the wedding because she was going shopping and she was gonna go pick up new shirts for them. We informed her that the brothers were not a part of the wedding party, so it doesn't matter. She said the boys have to be in the wedding because they are family and it's a tradition. We told her it's our wedding and we were gonna do what we want and not because it's tradition. These are just a few of the ones that I knew about. Now to the things I recently found out about my other sister-in-law, her sister. The day of my wedding wasn't perfect, but I had the attitude of, if it's something that can be fixed, fix it and move on. If it can't be fixed, take a deep breath and move on. Don't let anything mar this day. The bridesmaids knew about my wedding day philosophy and that my soon-to-be in-laws were difficult, so they knew to run interference. Defense! The best offense is a good defense. Is that the term?
The team, go sports!
For example, my bridesmaids and I were outside the venue getting pictures taken when the in-laws arrived. Mother and sister-in-law started to approach and the 2 bridesmaids who knew them went over and stopped them from coming over, saying we only had so much time before the men arrived so they can talk to me and get pictures together later. On to the sister-in-law trying to interject into the wedding. We got our pictures done and then I hid away in the bridal suite until the ceremony. My bridesmaids were wonderful, helping to make sure everything was set up and ready to go. They were coming and going and reassuring me that vendors were here, decorations were up, etc. What they didn't tell me was that my sister-in-law was using me being absent to insist that her daughter was one of the flower girls.
Why?
What a silly hill to die on. Like, really? She actually had her 4-year-old in the white flower girl dress. Bridesmaids knew about this and politely showed her the wedding program with the bridal party listed, the one where her daughter was not listed as the flower girl. She then wanted to know where the family was gathering to be escorted in when the ceremony started. We had no family being escorted in, not even parents and grandparents. Bridesmaids set her straight. Oh my goodness. The fact that they even have to do this, like, they're small things, but it's also just like, why create problems? Just show up.
Get wrong.
Like, in this sister-in-law's mind, she's trying to like have control over some aspect of the wedding. Maybe she's, genuinely thinking like,
Oh, this is the way our family does it. And, I want to keep up with tradition.
but at the end of the day, it's not her wedding and she should just shut the front door. She tried to convince my soon-to-be husband that I approved her singing a song during the ceremony. Oh. Again, my bridesmaids intervened and said they would go confirm with me. Why create these problems? Just sit back, enjoy the party.
Get wrong.
She then changed her story and said it was her wedding gift to us. Depends on how good she is. Husband politely declined and said the ceremony was already planned and to change it now was too much trouble. Yeah, don't you need to be set up with AV and stuff like that in order to accommodate a request like this? It is actually so unbelievably common for family to interject like this. It seems small.
No big deal. It is a big deal.
The little things pile up. I can tell you right now that between signing wedding contracts, ensure I'm paying deposits on time, navigating the 120 person guest list, navigating all the people who, didn't book when I told them to book and now are scrambling to find a place to stay. Navigating, all of the weird family dynamics and drama, people who say they're coming and not coming and then It's just keep in mind, when someone is getting married, someone in your family, a close friend or whatever, they are already dealing with a lot and navigating a lot. So while you might think that, you know, just like a simple request like this is an easy thing, it becomes not an easy thing, because after a certain point, it's like, please just, like, I don't need another thing on my plate.
Can't you see I'm busy?
I already have another full-time job planning a wedding and accommodating everybody. Like, please, just don't. I'm sure there's more things she tried to do that I don't know about, but these are the 3 I just found out from her sister, who I also just learned was asked by my husband to keep an eye on sister-in-law the day of the wedding. I confirmed with one of my bridesmaids that she told me the bridal party did stop mother-in-law from doing numerous things to bring attention to herself. They were happy to do it and were glad that I could have as stress-free of a wedding as possible. Bridal party for the win. Honestly, like, kudos to your friends. Oh, and she also wore a white shirt with a pink skirt and tried to get her other sisters to wear white shirts so they would match in the family pictures. Luckily, it's not something I noticed until looking back at the wedding pictures. I mean, listen, all of these things are kind of like not overtly trying to steal the spotlight, definitely trying to have control over some aspects of the wedding, but just like, just back off. My in-laws went full circus at my wedding to try and make it their own.
Uh-oh, I smell some a-hole, and it stinks.
Hey everyone, it's a little long, so I apologize in advance. You are forgiven. So let me start by saying that this happened last December, but the dust has just recently settled, which is why I'm writing it now. My wedding, apart from everything that I'm about to tell you, was a magical day. I got to marry the person that I love, surrounded by my friends and family in a beautiful wedding that my partner and I designed. But truly, if it hadn't been my big day, I probably would have found it funny, but instead it was like living through a reality show gone wrong. Let me start off by giving some context.
I like context.
I do love the context. My partner's parents never really had a wedding of their own. They got married in a courthouse. There's nothing wrong with that though, because they were pregnant and had to rush things. They didn't have money to spend on an event, so they decided to keep it simple. And they would do something big later on to renew their vows or something else. But they kept popping out children, 8 to be exact.
Ooh, that's it?
What are your expectations of me?
I want a dozen kids. I want a kid for every egg. I buy a carton of eggs and cook 1 egg for each child.
So they never got the chance. Whenever they tell their wedding story, they always say that they remember it fondly and that it was one of the best days of their life, so no one knew or expected what they would do. I never had the best relationship with my mother-in-law or father-in-law. They have that weird relationship with their children where they're just a little too close and it gets weird sometimes. When speaking about each child's respective partners, they always throw around phrases like, if I was dating you, I wouldn't be, or why can't you date someone more like me? Which kind of freaks the partners and I out, but we look past it.
Oh, God.
I don't like this.
This is weird.
This is very weird. When my partner proposed to me, it was one of the best days of my life. He did it on one of our favorite mountain spots with our dogs, and I cried. He hadn't told anyone except my mom and my best friend that he was proposing. He told his mother at Friday dinner, and she was fuming. Was she jealous or something?
Fuming? Oh, maybe because of the late notice?
No, she's jealous. It's kind of like a weird Oedipus complex thing, but like she can't control the situation anymore, or she's a boy mom and she's like low-key jealous. She didn't even try to hide how angry she was. I can understand being upset because he didn't tell her, but she went on and on about how she believed that she deserved to be there as much as I did, and that she wanted to get proposed to as well.
What?
By your son? By who?
Oh, this is getting super weird.
This is weird, man. You're weird. When asked, she said that I should be the one to propose to her, to ask her if she would be my mother-in-law.
Jesus.
No, that's weird. And I said so, and I told her it was a little silly, and she just stormed out of the room. We never spoke about the incident again. A few months later, when we had set a date for the wedding in December, every time we would hang out with the in-laws, they started making comments about what they would have done if they had gotten the chance to design a wedding. Things like a tropical paradise theme, getting married on a sunny beach, serving pina coladas, etc. Wow, a beach wedding? So original.
So original, wow.
Flowers for spring? Groundbreaking.
You crazy.
No hate to people who get married on a beach, but it's just like she's saying it as like, oh, I'm better than you because I would want to get married on a beach. My partner and I have nothing against beaches, but we prefer the cold. So does Mike.
I didn't expect that.
We literally live in a fridge.
I can see my breath when I sleep, and I love it.
If Mike could sleep in a fridge, he would.
The thing is like if you're too cold, you just put on a blanket. If you're too hot, what do you take off your skin?
goddamn right.
So we just smiled and nodded our heads when they made suggestions. We took it as innocent comments by two retired people who have nothing else to do but look at wedding shows on TV. It wasn't until I had to go wedding dress shopping that the issues started. I made the mistake of inviting my mother-in-law and sister-in-law to my dress appointment, thinking it would be a nice way to bond. But no, that would have been too easy.
Oh, God.
We get there and it's all going smoothly. I'm trying on a few dresses I really like, when all of a sudden I hear giggles that I recognize coming from the other side of the store. I asked my friend if she could go and check what was going on, and she found both of them hiding in the dresses that I had already tried on and really liked in a weird storage room that I didn't even know how they got access to.
What?
And replacing them with brightly colored dresses that were more for a prom than a wedding. I didn't really think much of it when they said what they were doing was for my own good because it was embarrassing if I showed up in a white floor-length dress to my wedding on the beach. I corrected them and said it wasn't on the beach and I liked the other ones. They rolled their eyes and walked away. My partner also took them to the cake appointment. He told me that they were insisting on getting a pineapple-filled cake with Hawaiian flowers on it.
Why? No offense to people who like that, but like it's not their cake.
It's not their wedding. It's not their cake. That's bizarre. He also said no and moved on. There were so many of these incidents throughout the span of 3 months that I don't know how we didn't see it. Listen, if you want to have like a ceremony, renewing your vows or something like that, then do that. But don't hijack somebody else's wedding.
Especially if you're old enough to afford your own wedding now.
Maybe that's the thing, right? Like maybe they didn't want to pay for their own.
They have a huge family though. Maybe they just can't afford it.
Yeah, maybe.
Which is fine.
But like then accept it and don't try and hijack somebody else's wedding.
Maybe let's just make sure all our kids have pineapple cake weddings on the beach and they have to propose to me, mommy.
Cut to the wedding and everything is just perfect. We didn't in fact get married on a beach. We got married in a snowy field. A little impractical and my dress got wet, but I had the best time.
That's so cool.
That is very cool.
I love that.
That's not very traditional and I'm sure you suffered through it because you were cold, but if it's what you wanted, and like think about that, like white dress, white backdrop, like it would be magical. You would look like you were in like a snow globe or something. As everyone is arriving for the ceremony, I'm getting ready with my partner in a little room when my maid of honor bursts through the doors and shows us her phone. She was on FaceTime with another bridesmaid outside so that we could see what was going on. In the middle of a crowd of people wearing neutral and cold colors, I see this figure dressed in a knee-length Hawaiian dress.
What is her obsession with the Hawaiian theme?
What the actual Yeah, I'm sorry, you're kind of embarrassing yourself, like not gonna lie, like that's kind of weird. This is why we have dress codes. It's more to protect you from embarrassment than anyone else. It was bright red and did not fit in at all. She was wearing a sun hat. And of course my father-in-law was wearing something to match her. This isn't a theme party, buddy. I tried to go out and confront her, but I was made to sit back on the phone and watch as my bridesmaids did it for me. They asked her what she was doing and she said she was told it was a tropical wedding.
What? What are you talking about?
Tropical wedding in the middle of winter. Make her go stand outside in the snow. So it wasn't her fault, but this wedding also needed color because I did it wrong. They kept asking her if she could change and she kept saying no. So I just told them to leave it alone and it was fine. This is almost as bad as showing up in a white dress to your son's wedding.
Wear whatever the hell you want, you just look stupid.
Yeah, literally.
But trying to convince people that the theme was tropical, you're off your rocker,
You're the only
buddy.
person that showed up in a tropical garb, in tropical attire, and you're like, oh, I didn't get the memo.
You've had a few too many Mai Tais.
The ceremony went by easily and it was literally the happiest I've been, but obviously didn't go without incident. I found out later, before I walked out, my mother-in-law tried to walk out before me by herself with a bouquet she got out of who knows where because she wanted to make sure the walk was perfect for the bride.
I don't understand. Doesn't the mother-in-law walk anyways?
Does she?
Sometimes, yeah, the parents
will walk with the groom. So she wanted to walk by herself.
Jesus. I hope she got frostbite. Just kidding. I don't wish harm on anybody.
Same thing happened with my father-in-law. He kept trying to stand next to my partner at the altar. So close, he kept pushing him over as if to move. His best man had to physically pull him to his seat. During the walk down the aisle, they both kept talking loudly and voicing their disapproval of my dress, makeup, hair, decorations, etc.
What are you doing?
Oh, dear Lord. This is how to ruin your relationship with your son 101.
Making it about you and not about them. Swallow your pride. Do what they want to do because it's their day, not yours. And fucking grow up.
I would think twice about having a relationship with these people. Like, they're borderline, like, screws loose, you know what I mean? They were also told several times to quiet down, which only pissed them off more. They audibly gasped when we skipped to the part where someone objects to the marriage. They loudly asked in the middle of the ceremony if I was really that insecure that I had to cut that part out.
What the hell?
To which my partner answered that it was his idea and they should shut up, which they promptly did. After that, it was relatively easy. We got married and walked out. On our way to the venue, they insisted we give them our car, which had just married, on the back because we owed them. Owed them what?
Oh my God.
If anything, they owe you an apology. At this point, my partner just kept getting angrier and slammed the door in their face, leaving them to take another car. Once there, we thought that this would be the end. It was not. We sat down at our table and they were the first ones that walked toward us, once again asking if they could sit there instead of us.
I don't understand the logic behind this.
I don't either. Like, I genuinely think these people...
They actually sound insane.
This is crazy.
Do you mind if we actually take your rings for you?
Yeah, would you mind if I had your wedding ring?
Yeah, why don't I actually marry
No, but
my
listen
son?
to this, listen to this. They said, can we sit there instead of us because it was only fair that we had our ceremony so they get the reception.
What the fuck are you talking about?
How are you nothing but us? Like, usually it's just one in-law that's like crazy and delusional. The fact that they're both acting like this is like...
Well, it's like, I don't understand what your motivation is here.
I don't
It's
know
like,
either.
Oh, this will be fun. It's a family affair.
Like a double wedding type thing? Yeah, that needs to be discussed, and I would say no.
You're just pushing your son away.
Yeah,
and
literally.
Your future daughter-in-law.
They literally said, don't worry, we'll still take it, even though you screwed up the tropical theme with a big smile on their faces. You're done. You're done. My jaw dropped and the husband started to raise his voice when one of his brothers came over and took them away. They tried to come over during the meal, but were blocked by bridesmaids. So they had to wait until our first dance. We started dancing, it was lovely. And then when all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see two figures swaying.
Swaying?
They like got on the dance floor during the couple's first dance.
Oh my God. I think that would be it for me.
That,
Gone.
yeah, honestly, you're
Gone.
done. Like,
You're
get
gone.
security over here. Seriously. I look over and see them bumping into people, trying to get into the literal spotlight my partner and I were dancing in. Once again, they had to be held back. No, kick them the fuck out. You're done. Enough chances. Get security.
This needs to be turned into like a TV show or something. This is insane.
This continued and they looked ridiculous each time. That's what I don't get, is that they're embarrassing themselves through all of this. They look bat crazy.
They look insane. What do the other siblings think about this? What about like her parents?
I mean, obviously everybody can see how actually unhinged this is. They constantly tried to lure the photographers away to take their wedding pictures and got mad even when they told them that they weren't getting married. And another fun thing, they got caught by some of the waitstaff trying to switch our cake with the pineapple cake they wanted in the beginning. We were told, and before I could say something, my husband literally pushed them out of the venue into a taxi that was parked in the entrance. He said they kept arguing and saying I had ruined their special day, and they paid them no mind and went back after sending them away. Did you send them to a loony bin?
Send them to Arkham Asylum.
I know,
Jesus,
God.
holy.
After that, everything went by smoothly until it was time for the bouquet toss. As I turned around to throw it,
I think I know where this is going.
yeah, I think I do too. I feel my veil being ripped out of my hair. No, I didn't know where that was going. Oopsie. I turn around and I see my mother-in-law with my veil in her hand, waving it around, yelling in happiness, saying she won. You don't throw the veil, you throw the bouquet, you nut job. Four of my partner's friends had to hold him back because he was about to lunge at his mother. She kept saying that it was an old tradition that whoever got the bride's veil gets the honeymoon. I've never heard of that in my life. The cops were called and took both of them away. Yeah, honestly.
Jesus Christ.
My mother-in-law for the veil thing and my father-in-law for driving under the influence, because while the taxi took them home, they drove back. Nothing happened after that. We had a great time with my veil on my head, and then my partner and I left. He was very mad and actually convinced me to press charges and file a restraining order about 2 months later because they kept showing up at our house, throwing wedding cake at our house, and that's it. My wedding drama.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That is so crazy. Girl, I am so sorry you had to go through this. This is one of the crazier wedding stories I think I've ever heard.
Oh my God.
Because it just doesn't make any sense. Like, it is so unbelievably unhinged.
I can't picture my parents doing that. Can you picture your parents doing
No,
that?
because it is batshit crazy.
It'd be cabbage rolls, actually, instead of Hawaiian.
Yeah, true. My dad
Charlotte!
swaps out the steak for the cabbage rolls.
I love your dad's cabbage rolls.
I will willingly have cabbage rolls at our wedding. Like, that is not something that I will fight. Also, most of their family have cut ties with them. Also, Charlotte, we love you in your videos. Oh, thank you for watching. I appreciate you.
What about me? What about me? I'm just kidding. I do care, but it's okay. I'm just a guest star.
So some context here. As you can probably guess, they got really drunk. We didn't have a set limit for guests on how much they could drink, but we did tell the bartenders to judge whether someone should still be drinking. My in-laws were told they couldn't drink anymore up to 5 times, after which they got into the bartender's van in which they brought everything. No one realized until after the event when we were looking at security footage. The bartender said it was fine, but we paid them a little more for the inconvenience. I'm sorry, but being drunk does not not excuse this behavior because all of this was like premeditated. The clothes they were wearing.
Even the dress shopping.
Yeah,
like,
the dress shopping, that happened before the wedding. The clothes they wore to the wedding, that happened before. They had to pick that before. The wedding cake, they had to plan that beforehand.
Yeah, they tried to swap it out. Are you insane?
Yeah, no, you're crazy.
Also, yeah, showing up to the wedding. I imagine they were somewhat sober.
Yeah.
For the ceremony, and they were fully in like a red dress. Like
I
whatever.
wouldn't put it past them. I don't know.
God, yeah, maybe.
They also behaved so childishly. During the meal, they were throwing their food at other guests, which was actually really embarrassing. They kept saying it was because my mother-in-law could have cooked better or she would have chosen something different.
These people sound insane. I know I sound like a broken record, but these people sound insane.
And finally, they both got into a fight with my mother. Apparently, my mother-in-law came up to my mother to discuss the ceremony and started saying how I looked puffy and the dress didn't fit me well. I was 3 months pregnant and we hadn't told anyone except my mother and some of my partner's siblings. And I didn't think I was showing. My mom didn't say anything until she started saying how I was in this marriage for convenience and just overall things about me. My mother told me she almost slapped her but chose to throw a drink on her and they didn't speak again.
Man,
wow.
I feel bad for this groom.
Imagine this happens and then you literally can't speak to your parents again. How are you lacking this much self-awareness?
Well, I'm sorry you had to go through that. That's terrible. I don't wish that upon anybody. Now your special day is tainted. I'm sure the rest of the night was fun, but like the fallout, the next few days, security cameras, like come on.
Next few years, realistically, like you don't have a relationship with your husband's parents anymore. Like that's sad.
They're throwing cake at your house?
Yeah, that's crazy. You just gotta laugh at it, you know what I mean? I cannot believe that this actually happened.
This one was invented by a writer.
I'm surprised that you actually let them sit. Like, you're a better person than me. If someone was behaving like this, like, what would have been the last straw for you? I feel like the last straw for me would be to like be loudly making comments while I was walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
That's like, you're done.
Yeah, 100%.
You're literally done. Like you're kicked out. You have security. Like they escort you out.
That is the most insane story I think I've ever heard.
For those of you who are watching who have, kids getting married, they have significant others, maybe you don't like them, don't do this because this makes you look like you're in the wrong.
Don't try and fix the problem yourself.
Just accept it. Hope that maybe one day they'll get divorced.
Or maybe realize that you misunderstood them and
maybe you
can
did
grow to like them.
Maybe they are genuinely not good for your son or daughter. Or maybe you can just kind of suck it up and try to have a relationship with them without acting like a total nutcase. Shall we do another one?
Sure.
My mother-in-law ruined my wedding and made me want to leave.
I think I've seen this film before.
About a week before my wedding, my mom and I, 22 female, went to David's Bridal for a final dress fitting / pickup. My mother-in-law hadn't seen the dress yet due to her work schedule, so I asked her if she wanted to and see it on because it was her off day. I assumed my mother-in-law would tell me she loved the dress and maybe even tear up a little. When she got to David's Bridal, she told me she could find a better looking dress from the thrift store and told me not to worry, that she'll be on the lookout for me. Okay, it really doesn't matter if you don't like a dress on somebody, like especially a wedding dress. What matters is the bride likes it.
Also, don't say that. If you don't like
Don't
it,
say
be
that.
gentle.
Just fucking keep it to yourself.
Just say like, oh, that's nice, but
No buts. Literally no buts.
yeah, it's true. You're right.
Fucking fake it if you have to. Even say, oh. Or just be fucking happy for people.
Just be happy.
Just
let
be
them pick
happy,
their own
like for
thing.
sakes. Let me mind you, this dress was already purchased and she was aware of that. I brushed it off and laughed awkwardly and let it go. Cut to the day of the wedding. My husband and I were having the wedding at his grandma's house on his mom's side of the family, since she had this beautiful piece of land and a huge gazebo.
It's a funny word, gazebo. I don't know if we did this
It's
in our
spelled
last
funny
video
too.
with saying wasps.
Wasps.
Wasps. Do you think wasps whisper?
No, but flies fart.
So do herringfish.
Anything with a digestive system farts.
Oh, look at us. A match made in gassy heaven.
The morning of, my mom, myself, and my mother-in-law planned to get to my husband's grandma's house to start decorating the gazebo.
Damn it, the gazebo's back.
My mom and I arrived on time to start decorating with the mother-in-law nowhere to be found. About an hour later, my mother-in-law shows up and starts to look around at the work we'd done so far. She looks at me and says, gonna be honest, these decorations are tacky. Then where were you?
Where were you in the ideation process, okay?
Literally, that is the equivalent of like watching someone clean and saying, you missed a spot. I looked over at my mom and we gave each other the, did she really just effing say that face? Let's give each other that face, ready? We just turned our backs and kept working and didn't respond. Again, let me mind you, me and my mom have been busting our butts in 90-something degree weather trying to get things done as she's standing there critiquing. Mother-in-law starts walking off and says, I'm gonna run to the store and find different decorations to help make it look cute.
Okay.
I'm triggered. She left and never came back to help. Hours later, I'm getting ready for the big event. I have my makeup, hair, and dress on, about to start walking out the door. Mother-in-law finally shows back up around this time. She walks into the room that me and my bridesmaids are in and looks at me up and down and rolls her eyes and walks back out without saying a word.
Oh, I hate that so much.
Oh my God, that is so passive aggressive. I hate that.
Why do women do that?
To make them feel shitty about each other. You know what I mean? Like they do that to make you uncomfortable.
It's so passive aggressive. I hate it so much.
I hate it too. The up and down, dude. If the up and down isn't accompanied with a, oh my God, I love your dress. I'll give people the up and down too, but it's usually because I like what they're wearing. Avert your eyes. Up here.
Eye rolling is such a passive aggressive thing.
It is.
Have I ever done this to you? Actually, don't answer that. Let's move on.
All I can do is sit there and cry, feeling not good enough while my bridesmaids and mom are reassuring me she's just a bleep. She can suck an egg. Do we have any eggs back here?
I actually have
A chalk egg? Is that made of chalk?
I have a chalk egg.
You want to suck on the chalk egg? Just... You can suck on a chalk egg. After the ceremony, we all gathered under the gazebo for the reception. While my husband and I do the cake cutting, mother-in-law takes it upon herself to yell, I want to get in on this. She pushes me out of the way and grabs my husband's hand that is on the knife and turns to the camera and smiles. While she was doing that, she knocks over my cake. Yes, I have pictures of this. Of course, everyone there on her side of the family were laughing because they all know how crazy she is about her son. I don't find that funny at all.
Oh yeah, it's just her being crazy.
Oh,
yeah,
hilarious.
classic Sharon.
Classic Sharon.
Just ruining her son's wedding.
Oh, so funny.
Oh my God, that $1,000 cake just fell on the floor. That should be in a sitcom. That's not funny.
As for me, my husband and my side of the family, pissed. I walked away and started talking to my mom about this, and she comforted me and told me to try to have fun. Then came the dancing. I had a list of 50s and 60s music. The DJ requested I give him Days Before the Wedding. Since my husband and I bond over this genre of music, I mean, so do we. That's like our favorite type of music.
Yes.
And a lot of the family there were older people. Can you take a wild guess who didn't like that?
Can I answer that?
Go ahead, yes.
Hi, so I think it was the mother-in-law.
You are correct. You get a gold star. Can we give him a gold star? Little did I know the DJ we hired went to high school with her. She made her own list of music to give to him. I was not aware of this. And at the wedding, she told the DJ I changed up my list and that I wanted her to give him this new list. It was all twerking music. Dude, your mother-in-law played WAP.
Honestly, I found myself singing that song yesterday. It was stuck in my head.
That song honestly slaps, but that's for like after the grandparents go to bed. You know what I mean?
But the fact that your mom put that on?
Yeah, that's weird as f. The first song, she grabbed my husband and started rubbing up and down. Rubbing up and down, going crazy, twerking and all the things. Oh no.
Oh God, why?
My husband is a nerd and doesn't like attention, by the way. He doesn't have to be a nerd to not like that.
I'll speak for everyone here. Nobody would
Nobody
like that.
wants that.
No.
Not a single person wants their mom to twerk on them.
Are you sure about that?
My husband just stood there in embarrassment. I went back over to my mom and told her I was done and wanted to leave. So we ended the wedding short. I don't feel like this is fair to you, girl. This is the recovering people pleaser shit. I understand everybody's afraid of being a bridezilla, but this is your wedding and there's clearly someone there who's ruining it.
Kick her out.
Kick her out. Stand up for yourself. If you don't want to do it, get someone in your family, your bridesmaids, someone to stick up for you. Get rid of her and enjoy your fucking wedding. Because if you don't stick up for yourself now, she's gonna do this for the rest of your life.
Exactly, and it's your day. It's not hers.
I'm so passionate about this. My mother-in-law to this day rubs it in my face and has not apologized. She even blew up a picture of her father-in-law and my husband and the other sons at our wedding without me in it and frames it on her living room wall. A month later, we were eating dinner at my in-laws' house. Okay, I'm sorry, I will also add here, I really don't like how no one is sticking up for you. I really don't like that your mom is not doing more. I don't like that your husband's not doing more. I don't like that your friends are not doing more.
Was there no fallout?
I really don't like this at all.
Your husband not say anything to his mother?
My husband's cousin got married that past weekend. She had the exact same dress as me, and my mother-in-law said to her mother, oh, doesn't she just look so perfect in that dress? She wore it better than anyone else could. You're done.
You're done. You're
Off
dead
with
to
your
me.
head.
You're dead to me.
My hubby stood up, grabbed my hand, and walked out of her house because she was over it. Okay, finally, he does something. We just kind of deal with her for our kids at this point.
I guess you have optimism that they'll work it out, but if she's still throwing shade like that, that's bullshit.
I understand you're trying to keep the peace, but it's like, at what cost? It's your own mental health that's at risk. Your own wedding was ruined because you weren't willing to stick up for yourself. Everyone around you weren't willing to stick up for you. Like, it's just not fair. I don't like that. Why would you expose your children to such continually crappy behavior? And that's another point, right? Because your kids are gonna be around this.
And they think they can start talking to people like that.
Yeah, they're gonna start imitating her. And just, why would you wanna subject yourself to continually crappy behavior?
Well, it's scary to stand up to your mother-in-law or to stand up to someone, right? Because like you want the family to get along, but at a certain point,
there'll be a big blowout fight, but then, you know, you'll be fine in a couple of months. Then she'll know that you... Then she'll know that she can't push you around. Like, she's literally bullying you, dude. Stand up for yourself, girl!
Speaking of which, I think my mom has made a playlist for the wedding. I hope you're okay with that. We'll talk about this later.
You need to get your husband on board with cutting his mother out of your lives entirely. Low contact, honestly, at the very most. She's toxic and will teach your kids unacceptable behavior. Your lives will be so much better without her in it. Tell the rest of the family you won't attend any events she's at, and you're happy to have a relationship with them away from her, provided they don't try and give her a way to weasel back in. I'm sure you looked amazing. I'm so sorry she bullied you like that at your wedding, and that's what's up. Bottom line, she's a bully.
We don't like bullies here.
You not sticking up for yourself makes you an easy target.
My brother and sister-in-law planned their baby shower on the same day as my wedding. Them's is fighting words. It's a little early in the morning to be this angry. This story was posted in the Charlotte Dobre YouTube subreddit. Hey Reddit, boy oh boy do I have tea for y'all. I, 25 male, met my beautiful fiance, 25 female, in September of 2024. I moved from my state to her state 3 months after we met so I could be closer to her. We got engaged in July 2025, exactly 10 months after we met, and we set the wedding date for March 14th. Oh, that's coming up. Wait, July 25, that's coming up. Ooh. No offense, but you'd think the females would be the ones bringing all the drama to our wedding, right? Not in this case. Ooh, fun. I love a little change of pace. My two older brothers, let's call them Dumb, aka Jay, 36 male, and Dumber, aka Pat, 33 male, have brought nothing but drama to my wedding. Okay. Drama is genderless, my friends. I asked both of my brothers to be groomsmen since I was the best man in Pat's wedding and also in Jay's wedding. They both said yes, and that's where the drama begins. A month later, Pat calls me and says he won't be able to make it to my wedding because his wife is pregnant, and her due date is in late April. Mind you, my wedding is 5 to 6 weeks before her due date, and it's about a 4-hour drive. I brushed it off, congratulated him on the pregnancy, and moved on. I then asked another friend of mine, who's also out of state, let's call him Steve, if he would take Pat's place. He said yes. I'm just so confused as to why Pat dropped out of your wedding because his wife's due date is 5 to 6 weeks after your wedding. Like, maybe if the due date was on the wedding date, yeah, I would understand, but side eye. Come Black Friday, I decided to rent our suits since that's normally cheaper. It was about $175 on sale because of Black Friday for the suit, shoes, shirt, belt, and pants. Steve and Jay complained that it was too much money, that it was Black Friday, and since they have kids, they wouldn't be able to spend that much on renting a suit. Okay. They then reached out to me separately and asked if we could buy instead since that would be cheaper.
You sure about that?
So I gave in, and the suits, shoes, belt, shirts, and pants came out to a total of $250. So much for buying being cheaper. Fast forward to January, my fiance and I decided to have a joint bachelorette trip in the mountains since we figured it would be more fun with more people. The girls would do their own thing during the day, the guys would do their own thing, and we'd all do a group activity together in the evening. We decided to do it in January since Jay is an accountant and wouldn't have been able to do it sooner. After my fiance sent out all the details, Jay and Steve declined the invite to the batch trip. So wait, we're literally planning around these people and then they decline anyway? With friends like these, who needs enemies? So without my knowledge, my fiance had also included in the questionnaire she sent out whether the guys would want to save money and share a bed or pay extra to have their own bed. Jay and Steve saw this and started complaining behind my back. And my brothers and my dad then proceeded to call me gay for asking if the guys wanted to share a bed.
You can't get gayer than this.
The batch trip was absolutely incredible and so much fun. I am so relieved to hear that. Like, here's the thing. I kind of found, you know, with like, obviously it hurts when people that are close to you seem to be the people that don't show up for you. But whenever they like remove themselves from a situation, it's never like, at least not in my case, it's never like a bad thing, you know? It's like, it's still like kind of fun and like drama-less as well. Dare I say, if they did go, maybe it wouldn't have been as fun. A couple of weeks after the batch trip, my fiance gets a text from my sister-in-law, Pat's wife. She sent us save the dates for her baby shower. And wouldn't you know it, the baby shower is on March 14th. Yep, the same day as my wedding. Okay. Interesting choice. Okay, so I'm guessing you guys all have similar friends, family members. I like the audacity to like send you an invite too, like with the date on it. Like you obviously can't go. And I'm guessing most of your family members can't go. Hopefully they don't have to choose between the two events, but maybe some of them will feel the need to choose between them. That's also a lot. Like, I'm sorry. Like, if someone in my family announced that as if it's like,
Okay, well, now you have to pick.
and people like will have to do both in some way, like not only is it financially irresponsible for like everyone attending or people that you want to attend, but it's also just like a huge pain in the for like, what if someone does want to go to both? Like, okay, so now I'm going to go to the wedding and then, or like go to the baby shower and then go to the wedding after, or like vice versa. And like, you're saying that it's like 4-hour drives away. That is so inconsiderate of like, not only you and your wedding date, but like everyone they know who might have to attend both or want to attend both. And that's all I have to say.
It's downright tacky.
A week later, they had the absolute audacity
The nerve, the gall, the audacity
to send my fiance an invitation to the baby shower with a message that said, "We know y'all are far away, but we'd love it if you could come." And what, miss our wedding?
and yes, the gumption.
There are literally so many other weekends that they could have held a baby shower. Like, you're saying that there's like a 6-week difference. Why? Make it make sense. Like, if this isn't a way to steal your shine and cause drama, I don't know what is. The reason they're having the baby shower on my wedding day, in my speculation, is because my sister-in-law can't stand my family. So she chose our wedding day knowing none of my family would be able to attend, meaning only her family will be there.
Smart, actually.
Okay. I guess I kind of, but like, I still don't like it. Like, I still think that, like, what about you though? Like, your focus should be on your wedding day. You are absolutely not attending someone else's baby shower. And not only that, now they can't come to your wedding, I'm guessing, because they want you at their baby shower. Absolutely not. Update. A lot of people keep asking about my family and whether Pat is making them choose sides. No, my family can't stand Pat and Hilly. So even if they tried to pull that card, my family would still choose to come to my wedding without a second thought. Okay, well, that's a relief.
That is a relief.
It's a relief that people aren't having to choose between the two and you're going to lose wedding guests. My siblings and my dad will be there. My mom will not be attending as she passed 3 years ago. I'm sorry to hear that. Is there any other guests that they are going to be pulling away from your wedding that are going to have to choose between the two? Now for the part they'd probably prefer I leave out. This is not Pat and Hilly's first child.
Oh my God.
Oh, okay. I mean, honestly, unpopular opinion, and I have expressed this opinion in the past. I think it makes sense to have like a first baby shower. I think it's a life event that, you know, like other than your wedding, that like most people that love you will be there, will shower you with gifts and diapers and all that. When it comes to subsequent children, it kind of heads into the like out of touch, not fair to everybody else territory, because like, what do you mean you're having another baby shower where people have to get you gifts?
It's all about me!
And furthermore, this is their third child. They already have 2 daughters and another girl on the way. Hilly has had 0 complications with any of her pregnancies or deliveries. This is not an emergency, not a crisis, and not some tragic circumstance. It's a conscious decision to hijack attention. And yes, it's exactly as selfish as it sounds. No, it 100% is incredibly selfish. Because, like, what do you mean you're having a baby shower for your 3rd child? Like, I don't know, maybe I'll feel differently once I have kids, but like me personally, I would feel so uncomfortable. Like, I already felt uncomfortable with like the concept of like gifts in addition to like people taking time out of their day and work schedules to like come to my wedding. Like, I specifically said on our wedding website, gifts were like not a requirement. Please just your presence is a present. I would feel personally so uncomfortable with the idea of asking people to give me a gift for my 3rd child. Like, leave the other part out of it, like the whole stealing attention, like choosing to have it on a date where it's someone else's wedding that they should have attended. Yeah, no, that's pretty selfish, if I may say. And just when you think it can't get worse, there's more. The person who contacted my fiance was Hilly's best friend. For clarity, none of Hilly's friends have any relationship with my fiance or I. My fiance was intentionally added to make sure we knew that instead of celebrating our wedding, they would be celebrating themselves. This was calculated, unnecessary, and dripping with main character syndrome. Yeah. I know you said that like it was your brother that was like the men that are causing it, but like this is for sure like this is also your sister-in-law. Like, make no mistake. So no, this isn't a misunderstanding. This isn't bad timing. This is 2 people repeatedly showing everyone exactly who they are. Honestly, like I said, babe, I know you like want your brother to be at your wedding. Like, it would be nice if he would like be able to celebrate you, but it kind of just sounds like you're better off if he's not there. I hate to say it. And believe me, I've been there. But like, I think it's probably for the best. You know, let them have their baby shower. Let everybody in the family talk about how awful they are for choosing to do it on the same day as your wedding. Like, they're embarrassing themselves at this point. Like, everyone can see it. Like, I'm objective here. I don't know the relationship between, you know, your brother and your family or your sister-in-law and your family. I don't know any of that. But like, the choice to have their baby shower on the day of your wedding says a lot. Like, them's is fighting words. So, we do have an update.
How I have longed to hear those words.
I know, I love it when you say that. I know you love it when I say that. No, just say it again.
I was talking to my dad last night, and shockingly, the baby shower fiasco came up again.
Oh, there's a big surprise.
Turns out Pat and Hilly went over to my dad's house on Saturday, my condolences, and he confronted them about why the baby shower was scheduled on my literal wedding day. Pat immediately played dumb and claimed he had no idea it was on my wedding date and proceeded to claim that it was the only day they could host the shower. Be so for real. Which is hilarious considering he knew the date when I asked him to be a groomsman and when we got the save the date. Hilly openly admitted she knew it was the same day as our wedding, so yeah, that was a lie.
That was a lie.
For some background, because this behavior didn't come out of nowhere, back in August 2025, when I asked Pat and Jay to be my groomsmen, we were on a family vacation. Normally, my dad buys the groceries for these trips and doesn't expect anyone to pay him back. This time, before we even arrived, Pat and Hilly decided to go rogue, bought groceries for everyone without telling us, and then informed us we owed them $70 for each person/couple. No discussion, no heads up, just a Venmo request. Interesting. That's very interesting. So when your dad buys free groceries, they'll take it without complaint and seemingly forget. When they buy groceries, they want to be paid back immediately. Got it. At the time, my fiance and I had just gotten engaged. I genuinely couldn't afford it, especially since I had already paid my dad $450 for our share of the Airbnb, which is normal in my family and something we plan for months in advance. What I did not plan for was a surprise $70 grocery bill for food I didn't ask for and didn't know existed. Yeah, I mean, nobody knew that they were going grocery shopping, and you would have gotten it for free too. So like, however, I refused to pay it, considering I couldn't afford it and their lack of communication was not about to cost me $70. My refusal apparently caused too much drama, so my dad paid Pat the $70 on our behalf just to make it stop. Fast forward to this weekend, while visiting my dad, Pat mentioned that his wedding gift to me would be the $70 I never paid him. This is so petty! The $70 that he also got from your dad. So he wants to like make money Absolutely not. My dad snapped and told him he already paid it. Pat then denied ever receiving the money confidently until Haley finally corrected him and confirmed that yes, my dad did pay him. And because why not pile it on, Pat also complained about how expensive our wedding registry is before purchasing the cheapest item on it. This is from the same man who proudly put a $700 Yeti cooler on his registry a few years ago. So to recap, lies about the date, selective amnesia about money already paid, and complaints about how expensive my wedding registry is. To be honest, if they're going to choose to not attend your wedding, they better be buying the most expensive thing on that list. Maybe not the most expensive, but I'm always of the opinion that if you choose to not attend a wedding, you know, for monetary reasons whatsoever, you better be prepared to, like, at the very least, get a nice gift, you know?
So I got you this box.
Honestly, OP, this is cray-cray. Yes, the brothers are causing drama, but your sister-in-law is definitely causing drama too. Like I said, with people like this, honestly, it's just better that they're not there. You're barely gonna notice. Like, you might have a moment where it's like, man, like, I really wish I saw my brother when I was walking down the aisle. But other than that, like, that day is going to be about you, bestie. You're going to be surrounded by people who love you and want to celebrate you. It's going to be the best party of your life. You don't need this. And everyone's pointing out, don't buy them a baby gift. Don't. Just say, don't get me a wedding gift. I won't get you a baby gift. Let's call it square.
Even Steven.
I wouldn't even be buying them a baby. Like, okay, here's the thing. For brothers, sisters, like, you know, I would probably get a baby gift if it was the third baby. But an entire baby shower,
You're doing too much.
Or send a children's book so your parents have main character syndrome, or going NC at 18, a step-by-step guide. That's also nice. Yeah, I think the best thing to do, and everybody else in the comments is pointing this out too, just send your regrets.
I regret nothing. The end.
Say, sorry, can't attend your baby shower. I have a prior commitment. Lots of love. Enjoy your day. And that's it. Don't react, don't get a rise out of them, and just kind of go low contact, I think, for a bit. Because, like, in this lifetime, you only have one wedding. If you have more, whatever. But, like, you know, you plan to have, only one wedding, right? That's what everybody wants.
Speak for yourself.
Baby showers, it's not the type of thing that you're supposed to have more than one of, in my opinion. Maybe that will change. My opinion might change. I still feel weird about it. And certainly not a baby shower, a third baby shower on a conflicting date where they are supposed to be at your wedding. Like, they consciously chose to not be there for you on your wedding day. Do not react. Go low contact. I promise you, you're gonna have an amazing time at your wedding. And congratulations, by the way. We got some more family drama coming your way. And by the way, if you're watching this channel and you're not subscribed, I think like maybe 23% of you watch this channel and you don't subscribe. Please subscribe, stay a while. Let's hang out.
Why don't you take your coat off and stay a while?
All right, this next one is also from the Charlotte Dobre YouTube subreddit. Am I the a-hole for asking my grieving boyfriend to set boundaries with his mom after she wears my bathing suit? I, 39 female, was dating Mark, 38 male, for almost 5 months when his dad sadly passed away from cancer. Oh. Awful. It was awful, obviously. His dad was awesome, and Mark and him were very close. I tried to be supportive, respectful, give space, all that. But here's the thing. His mom. Before his dad passed, she was already a lot. Here's a list. FaceTimes my boyfriend 2 to 3 times every day. Shows up unannounced 3 to 4 times a week. She lives 45 minutes away. Does his laundry. Cleans his house. Cooks for him. Rearranges his furniture. Decorated his entire house. This man is 38. Ooh. See, and you best believe he's going to be looking for a replacement for his mom and a wife. I'm just saying, it's the way it goes. Every weekend, she would just appear at his house, where I also was, and sit there bad-mouthing his ex for hours in front of me, which felt like less bonding and more like an audition. Look how much I hated the last one. Meanwhile, she was syrupy sweet to my face in a way that made my skin itch. There's something about that that's like, makes me wonder if she's syrupy sweet to your, like when you're not there. Fast forward, his dad passes. I'm walking on eggshells because grief is brutal and I'm not a monster. One day, while I'm not there, she goes into his house and wears my bathing suit in the spa. Not a random spare, my bathing suit. I only find out because she takes it home with her to wash it. Okay. I think he would be much less mad about this situation if she had told you up front or if she had asked permission. I don't know how you feel about like hygiene and stuff. I really don't. When I go to a friend's place, my friend has a pool in her place.
Ooh, fancy pants.
She lets me borrow her bathing suit. It's no big deal, but I do take it home with me and wash it after that. I lend my friends my underwear sometimes. Not used underwear, just like underwear, you know? Like it's just like I'm never gonna get it back, but it's like they ask. They ask first. Usually it's okay, right? So let me repeat that. She drove 45 minutes home with my used bathing suit to wash it, even though she usually does her son's laundry at his place. Oh no, she was trying to hide it. Like 1000%. That was her trying to hide it because she knows she shouldn't have done that. After the bathing suit incident, I stayed quiet because she had just lost her husband. I didn't want to be the villain over swimwear. The next day, my boyfriend casually tells me he's turning his basement into an apartment for his mom so she can move in. Not a discussion, a decision. I took a few days to process, and then I asked to talk calmly. I said I understood she's grieving, but before she moves in, he needs to set boundaries. I think that's quite reasonable. I mentioned how intense things are already, and that her wearing my bathing suit without asking made me uncomfortable. He got defensive immediately, took her side, and told me to leave. Then he gave me the silent treatment for 2 days. And after that, he dumped me by text. It hurts, but honestly, if asking for basic boundaries ends a relationship, it probably wasn't much of one to begin with. Here's the thing, guys. I know I always talk about preaching, boundaries and, like standing your ground when you feel uncomfortable about a situation and like people are kind of walking all over you and all that kind of stuff. Like I have issues with it too, but it's also because the people that I set boundaries with are used to that. They're used to me not having, like letting them do whatever they want. And unfortunately, when you set boundaries, you are going to lose people. You are going to lose people. People that don't respect your boundaries, okay? They don't respect you as a person. I think all you're doing is asking your boyfriend to just like, we're going to be sharing the same space. There needs to be like some boundaries here. And he doesn't want to do that.
So get rid of him.
He probably worships his mom, like, she does everything for him and stuff like that. But he picked his mom over you at the end of the day. The good thing that happens when you set boundaries with people is that they're actually much less likely to f around and find out, Some people might be turned off by the idea of like you having a boundary. The good ones will respect that and not push your buttons anymore. Either way, in my opinion, you win. Quite frankly, this dude is 38. He's going to be living with his mom. I understand it's a time for them. Let him figure it out, Like, it's not going to be easy. Like, I don't think it's going to be... If I was dating a 38-year-old man and I went over to his house and I found out his mom lived in his basement, like, I'm sorry, but, like, that would be, like, a hard pass for me. Run! You only lost 5 months on this guy. It's a difficult time for them. It is what it is. You set a boundary. He also has a greater stake in it because he lost his dad and, he's seeing his grieving mother and stuff like that. It's just bad timing. And, it is what it is. He needs to do what he needs to do for his mom. And unfortunately, that doesn't include you. But I think it's probably best for both of you. Am I the a-hole for asking your grieving boyfriend to set boundaries with his mom after she wears my bathing suit? Like, no. I think that that's like a reasonable thing to do. You're not the a-hole just because the relationship ended and like, he chose his mom over you. And don't let it stop you from setting boundaries in the future. Am I the a-hole for not changing my bachelorette party location so my sister-in-law can attend? I, 27 female, and my fiance, 28 male, have decided to start planning our wedding for 2026. We've been engaged since 2023, and honestly, life has just been hard, and we've been trying to get financially secure before having our wedding. I've already been married before, and it was a courthouse wedding. My fiance has never been married before, so we're both pretty set on having an actual wedding where both of our families can attend. We've been together for 7 years this coming Halloween, and 5 of the 7 years we lived with his brother, his wife, and their growing family. They went from 0 kids to basically a football team within 4 years. My brother-in-law, let's call him Mike, and his wife, let's call her Katie, are in the bridal party as a groomsman and a bridesmaid. Mike is very stuck in his own ways and is very narcissistic. If it's not his way, it's not happening. No benefit to him, doesn't happen. Everything is his, nothing was ours. And Katie, deep down, I don't believe is like that, but I believe Mike has rubbed off on her and she's just adapted. We finally get out on our own and are growing our own family. My son, 9 years old from a previous marriage, and the son we have together. He proposed in September of 2023 after spending his last dollar on my ring. And then life happened and we just haven't gotten around to planning until recently. They had a situation happen where they lost everything except their car and furniture. So them and their 4 children, 14 male, 5 male, 4 female, and 1 female, moved in with us for 6 months. We didn't charge rent.
There's always room for family.
We didn't ask for much. We even paid some of their bills, sometimes to help out. They cleaned every day and used their food stamps to fill the house with food. In the midst of their crisis and living with us for free, they thought it would be a good idea to get pregnant again. Okay. One day, I sit down in my living room with Mike, Katie, and my fiance, and we're talking about the wedding and the bridal party, who's going to do what and stand where, etc. My 2 best friends are obviously bridesmaids. Katie speaks up and says, I don't care as long as bridesmaid 2 doesn't walk with Mike. I don't like her. He can walk with bridesmaid 1. Okay. I didn't like that she started up telling me who I can have where in my wedding, and honestly, the way things lined up, Mike was going to be walking with bridesmaid 2. It wasn't intentional, but I'm not changing my wedding plans to make her more comfortable. Okay. To some degree, I can understand like not liking someone and not wanting someone to walk down the aisle with my husband. But like at the same time, like what is that? 10 seconds, 20 seconds out of my life? Yeah. I don't feel like that's a hill that I'm willing to die on, but anyways, I'll let you continue. Mike was and is still upset with my fiance for not making him best man and is now refusing to give a speech at the wedding or participate in any planning of the bachelor party, donating any money, or just helping in any way at all.
Okay, and?
Tale as old as time. A couple of months later, I get with my maid of honor and we're planning my bachelorette party in a town in Tennessee. None of us have money really like that, so I find it easier to just be a part of the planning to help budget and keep things cheap but fun. Small Airbnb, couple small bars, dancing, and a small shopping day. The trip itself is 2 nights. My brother-in-law comes up to me one day and says,
Why are you having your bachelorette trip here? You know Katie isn't allowed to go there because of our history.
Our history? She feels excluded and like you guys aren't really friends because of it. You should change the location. And gave me a list of locations his wife is allowed to go to. I beg your finest pardon. Allowed? What do we mean by allowed? Like legally, is she not allowed to go to the state or something? Or do you just not like it when she goes there, sir? For context, these 2 have tried to control every aspect of my wedding. Who stands where, who wears what, where the wedding is. Mike even tried to turn my wedding day into a music video shoot since we have the property rented and we should use it to the fullest extent before we leave at the end of the night. I said, I understand why you don't want her going there, but I don't really see how she considers us friends. He looked angry and asked me what I was talking about. I proceeded to bring up all the time she took my clothes without ever returning them after I asked, and if she's seen me wearing something of hers, she'll throw a tantrum until I took it off. How she tells me I need to submit to my fiance and have as many babies as he wants me to have. Okay, I have to say, I feel kind of sad for her. How when we worked together any day, I wasn't there. She would talk about how much money I owed them, talk bad about my parenting and how she didn't like me and couldn't wait until I was out of her house for good. Okay, I almost felt bad for her there for a second. But like, let's unpack this for a second. Cause like, it kind of sounds like your brother-in-law is quite controlling. Maybe you're right. Maybe some of that is like coming off on her. But it kind of is hard to feel bad for someone. Like she's not like a shrinking violet, you know what I mean? Like she's not just like a battered housewife. She seems to be also participating in the general fury of this marriage. Anyways, he said, regardless of that, I should be considerate and change the location of my bachelorette so she can attend. Sounds like he's used to pushing people around, including his wife. More context, we live 2 hours away from my family and 2 hours away from my fiance's family. Most of my bridal party will not be attending my bachelorette for that reason due to work and kids. My bachelorette party is going to be me, my maid of honor, 1 other bridesmaid, and just a couple friends that live in the same town as us. I told him their history is not my problem and I'm not ruining my good time and rearranging my whole wedding for them. I'm so confused as to what history you're talking about.
America's Most Wanted.
It's my wedding and I will have who I want where I want them. and I will have my bachelorette where I want to have it, especially considering I'm paying for most of it. Period. Stand on business.
Okay, period. Okay.
Period?
Period.
He shut up about it that night, but periodically keeps bringing it back up and trying to make me change it around to accommodate them. But I keep refusing, and my fiance refuses also, telling me to do what I want to do and not worry about anyone else. At this point, I'm ready to not even have her as a bridesmaid. She's only a bridesmaid out of obligation anyway, to be honest. Plus, my fiance has 8 groomsmen, and I only had 7 bridesmaids. I want my wedding to be aesthetically pleasing, so she's basically a filler anyway.
Why don't you tell us how you really feel?
But for the sake of my sanity, I'm willing to take the title away from her to remove any more obligations to include her in my bachelorette. To add, I'm not having it where it's planned to exclude her in any way, shape, or form. I've just never been to the town it's in, and I've heard great things. She grew up in the town over from it, so they're very close to each other. So, am I the a-hole for saying no, or should I just conform and change my party location? I think you know the answer to that, babes. Like, I understand that this is something that's causing a rift in your family, but like, it's clear that your brother-in-law is used to pushing people around. It's your wedding, it's your bachelorette at the end of the day. And like, I'm very like, I wish you would be a little more forthcoming. Oh, there's more context. Oh, I see. Okay, so there's more context as to why she's not allowed in this town. So some background on how these two people are. My 1-year-old and their 1-year-old share a birthday. Not because of divine intervention, but when they learned my fiance and I were trying for a baby, they also started trying. They took over my gender reveal to have their own, took over my baby shower to have their own, as well as turned my son's first birthday party into a birthday party for their own. Mind you, the only guests at either celebration was my family and my fiance's family only, not anyone from their family, not any of their friends. My due date was Christmas and hers was before, about a week. So they scheduled their induction date for my due date.
Oh, hell no!
They're obsessed with you or whatever. I'm just saying, this is weird. Once they saw I wasn't in labor, yet intentionally missed their appointment and waited until I went into labor before going to their OB and being induced on the same day, giving birth 5 hours after me. What in the flying is this? What the This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Boulder Dash. Who are these people? They're weird. It's not just about them trying to control or determine what happens on my wedding day. It's about them refusing to let anyone have attention anywhere and making sure it's about them every day, all day, and everything they do. Honestly, I don't know how you're around these people. Like, this is like, they're literally stealing your life. So, small update. A bunch of people in the comments are suggesting that you just demote them and have them be guests. They're not going to like that, just FYI. So, OP is going to speak to them about the change. We'll add an update after we talk. Update. My fiance and I spoke with them about everything and decided it would be best that they didn't participate in the wedding. We told them we would gladly still have them as guests, but any title of groomsman or bridesmaid was being taken due to obvious issues. They both got livid with us. I told you. I told you so.
Gotta deal with it, honey.
And began cursing and yelling, telling us how they deserve to be in our wedding and they won't come if they don't have their titles.
Oh, no. Oh, please, no. Please come. It won't be the same without you.
Probably a good thing. We told them it was up to them whether or not they come, but we're not changing our minds. After more yelling, we left and have not heard from them at all. Mother-in-law and father-in-law have called us to tell us they agree with our decision and to ignore anything coming from brother-in-law and his wife. Well, good. So, commonly asked questions. She's not allowed in this town because she has a history of cheating on him with men she went to school with. Okay. That definitely adds some color. When I said nobody from their family showed up to baby shower and gender reveal, I meant her family. Nobody from her side showed up. And the people that did show up were only prepared for a baby shower gender reveal for us. But when they arrived, she showed up in a dress with a mom-to-be sash, and they both flipped their lid when they realized nobody got anything from them. Well, yeah. Something tells me, like, there's a reason why they don't have anybody attend these things. It kind of sounds like lots of people wouldn't want to be around them. Just saying, like, I don't want to be around them. They no longer live with OP, haven't for a month. They lived with us for 6 months for free. We lived with them for 5 years, and we were charged $1,200 a month for 1 bedroom in their home. I had 5 to 6 bridesmaids when this started. My fiance had 8 groomsmen. So I asked a couple more girls since there would be balance at the ceremony and it wouldn't look uneven. I had my bridesmaid order decided before he decided to order his groomsman. So technically he's the one who plays brother-in-law with bridesmaid too. They are the only couple in the bridal party. So it's not like I could pair everyone off that way to prevent issues. Yes, I can move the other bridesmaid she doesn't like, but I know if it was her wedding, she would not do the same for me. After the history, I'd be like, F you, I'm not doing anything for you. Okay, I wouldn't buckle to these people at all. Like, they have single-handedly hijacked most of your life events in the past few years. I wouldn't compromise one bit for these people. In fact, I would make them uncomfortable and force them to not attend my wedding. If they're not trying to steal the shine in this way and they're already trying to push you around, imagine what they do on the actual day.
We decided to renew our vows today because since everybody's here. By the way, we're pregnant again.
Like on your wedding day. Like, I'm dead serious. These people have a history of this. I wouldn't want these people near me in any way, shape, or form. And I understand their family, but like, just because you're family, that does not give you the right to push people around. So am I the a-hole for not changing my bachelorette party location so my sister-in-law can attend? No, I would keep that location because she can't attend. This is a good thing. No, you're not the a-hole. Advice needed. I need advice. Attention-seeking cousin ruined my birthday and is planning to ruin my birthday party. Seems like we have a little bit of a theme for today's video. Ooh, love a theme party. My sister, who I'll just call Sis, and I just turned 30, both female. I wasn't there for this event as I was celebrating with my partner and friends, but since our birthday fell on the day of the Super Bowl, we are in the US, sadly.
My condolences.
My parents hosted some people at their house and had cake with my sister to wish her a happy birthday and all that jazz. My cousin, 27 female, who I will call Dana, is a hot mess express. The thing is, she used to be married and was the first one of the cousins, 9 in total, to get married. She's also the first to get divorced and is now with a guy who I'll call Gabe for a little less than a year. My immediate family theorizes that since Dana's brother Zane, fake name, is getting married in May, it's making Dana miss the spotlight. So, on the day of my and my sis's actual birthday, Dana made the announcement that she is 14 weeks pregnant, also sending our cousin group chat the same announcement, which was how I found out. My immediately family shared their worries about Dana wearing white to Zane's wedding, but now show up pregnant is a definite way to steal the spotlight.
People have their own lives.
Okay, I mean, interesting choice of timing to announce it. It's so weird how it's like, we have to wait, we have to make sure it's not on the same day. Like, listen, there are certain times where it's like, it's kind of hard to plan around all the special days of everybody else, right? Do I think that she could have chosen to announce it maybe the day after? Yeah, maybe. Sis texted me saying she felt hurt that not only was our birthday more or less put on the back burner for the Super Bowl, but now it's being overshadowed by a pregnancy announcement. While I wasn't there, I was mostly annoyed that Dana would choose a day meant for a birthday celebration and make it all about herself. She evidently started to hold her belly even though she wasn't even showing and was getting princess pregnancy treatment, thus making the day more about her than Sis. Okay. I mean, there is the thought that like the whole family was together, so maybe she... I don't know. Is it that deep? It might be that deep. You know your family better than I do. I don't know.
I will make you the villain of this story.
But let's continue. Now on to the main subject. Sis messaged me saying Dana told her she knew the gender of the baby and she plans on announcing it at the next family party, which would be celebrating our birthday. Dana wants to essentially hijack our birthday again and make the day about her and her baby. Just tell her no. Like, with someone like this, it's like, just tell her no, you know? Personally, I don't think anything will come of it since there's like 6 birthdays among my extended family, whose birthdays we're also celebrating that day, but still. The nerve to not only try to shift the attention away from 6 people and make it about yourself, but to pull one of the birthday people aside and let them know of the plan ahead of the time. She didn't even ask. The party's going to be held at our parents' house. She just told Sis that she's going to do it. I really need advice on how to handle this. I've never been in a situation like this before. Our whole extended family has been drama-free thus far. I'm thinking about getting like a special 30th birthday tiara or something for me and Sis to wear during the party, but I don't know. Any help or advice is appreciated. Here's the thing though, you're also celebrating like 6 other people's birthday on the same day, you know?
I'm fully of the opinion that like family gatherings are like a fair place to want to like announce things like engagements or pregnancies or whatever. But like, I think maybe it doesn't have to be on the day where it's celebrating somebody else. Like I was recently at a baby shower. I was sitting next to a woman who, you know, we were having a great time chatting away, like, but I noticed that she didn't order alcohol. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I mean, I clocked it like right away. She got like non-alcoholic champagne or something like that. And we're just chatting and stuff. And I, was also talking about starting a family, et cetera, et cetera. Don't get excited. We're just like thinking about it. And she quietly, just because we were talking about it, said, like, I'm actually pregnant right now. There was this moment of like, oh my God, that's so exciting. But it was quiet. Like it was quiet. It was not her baby shower. It was not her place to announce anything. No one else at the baby shower, apart from the two people that we were sitting by, knew about it. And she wanted to keep it that way. And we all wanted to keep it that way because at the end of the day, that this was not her place or event to announce her own pregnancy. And it's also like, she was early and like it kind of made sense to her to just sort of like, I think people wait until like the second trimester. It's like quite normal to wait. But she did the guest of honor the courtesy of not making the day about herself. Like there was a moment where we said, oh my God, congratulations. But no, the day did not become about her, like in any way, shape or form. If it's up to the guest of honor, like let's say you're a really gracious person and you don't mind sharing the spotlight and, you heard about like someone else's pregnancy and it was your baby shower or something. And you took a moment out of your day to be like, and by the way, like I hear we also have like a few other examples of good news or what. I don't even know. The point is like if the guest of honor chooses to say, I also want to share this day, like let's take a moment to just be like, a lot of other people are pregnant right now and like this is, this day isn't just about me, it's about you. You know what I mean? If the guest of honor chooses to share it, then it's fair. But I think it's social decorum. Have some social decorum with these things. It's impossible to plan around everybody's anniversaries, birthdays, baby showers, all these things. But like if the family gathering coincides with the celebration of somebody else, it's not an appropriate time to take that away from them. So advice on how to handle it. I mean, first of all, like I would send your cousin a text.
Communicate.
Maybe not you, maybe the person that she told. Your sister, I'm guessing. Sister needs to reach out to Dana and be like, hey, like, honestly, we are so excited for your pregnancy and like, obviously so anxious to hear the gender. But I feel like I would be more comfortable if we waited for a day to announce the gender. Like maybe we can all throw like a gender reveal for you, or like maybe we can all get together like for not for drinks, but like, you know what I mean? Like let's go for lunch or something like that and like have a day where we go and celebrate you. Like I think I would be more comfortable if this day was about me and my sister. We haven't, had a chance to celebrate together, and I would hope that you're okay with that. And if she still, kind of does it anyway, then be mad. Okay, so this was another thing that I was wondering. OP added, like, when your cousin announced her pregnancy, did she wish you guys a happy birthday? I'm curious about that. And OP had answered this. Because my memory's sporadic, I want to add, Sis is the type of person to be the first to wish someone a happy birthday in our cousin group chat. On our birthday date, nobody had said anything, which kind of stung. It wasn't until after Dana had made her pregnancy announcement that others started to congratulate her and also wish us a happy birthday. Kind of update. I've been loving all these petty ideas. I've read all the comments and I've been quite tickled by the replies. Ooh, maybe I should head down there. Head down into the comment section. There's only two things to do. One, make your birthday party a pub crawl and apologize to her for not being able to attend on the account of the baby. 2, go all out, theme your birthday something like horror movies or zombies versus wizards. Heavily encourage heavy makeup, people going all out. Tell them there'll be a prize for best dressed. If your cousin tries to do anything to hijack, any photo she takes will be of her surrounded by gory things trying to eat her and her stomach.
That is very funny. That is so creative.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
Oh my goodness, that is very, very funny. I really enjoy that. I mean, okay, that is very funny. That is a funny way to go about it. I was like, okay, let's just communicate our feelings, but well, me, right? You could also do it like that. Sometimes it doesn't really help to communicate our feelings. Maybe it makes sense to do the petty thing.
Petty girl.
Get the tiaras, but set them aside. Then at the beginning of the party, announce in a wine glass tapping dramatic way. Ding, 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 ding. Dana told Sis she wants to do the gender reveal today at our birthday party. So over to you, Dana. Ooh. Hand her a mic even. Then after she does it, snatch that mic back and announce, now back to why we're here. Present each other with birthday tiaras, party back on, yay. And I would even do a final flourish with party poppers over each other's heads while the cake gets wheeled in by mom, all lit with candles. The whole shebang. To be extra petty, cut an extra big slice for Dana, exclaiming, here's an extra big one for you, seeing how you're eating for two. Ooh, you guys, Jesus. Some people are saying announce it before her, find out what the gender is, announce it before her, ruin it for her. I don't know. I kind of like the idea. I kind of like the either the pub crawl, but she could still go, you can be pregnant and still go to a pub crawl, just not drink. I like the theme party thing. That's very funny.
Why not both?
I feel like having a theme party is a really good way to, not only have it be probably something that she won't want pictures of as her gender reveal, but people are going to be so focused on the theme and that they'll probably not really give her that much attention over it. I don't know. I'm still a fan of communicating it.
Like an adult.
And if she still refuses, then do the either of those options, I think. I've gotten the chance to talk to Sis and our mother about it. Sis is wanting to let it go, be grumbly, that Dana decided to overshadow her birthday again by making another pregnancy announcement as well as announcing the gender of the baby. Sis says that while she's hurt, she'd rather take it on the chin and let Dana steal the spotlight in this instance rather than at the weddings, but she'll be visibly pregnant, so she'll probably be stealing the spotlight anyway. She won't. Ugh. Let's also come to terms with the fact that people have their own lives. Sometimes they're going to be pregnant for your wedding. I had several pregnant women at my wedding. It ain't no thing, okay? That day is going to be about you, make no mistake. Our mom said that our grandparents are excited about the announcement and mom was kind of guilted into going along with it. Be the bigger person, blah, blah, blah. I also predict the announcement will be made at the start of the shindig and then we'll divide into grown-ups and kids. Cousins like to hang out together rather than strictly with the parents, with the grown-ups being the ones to mostly fawn over Dana. Ugh, this is super annoying and I don't know. I'm still of the opinion that maybe there's a petty way if she does announce it to just be okay, well, let's do presents, Can we get the cake going? Just to divert the attention back to you guys. I don't know. It kind of just sounds like she's just that type of person. And believe me, there's lots of those types of people. We've literally done an entire video on it, many videos on it. I still think that talking to her would be good, but maybe a few petty comments wouldn't be the worst idea ever. Am I the a-hole for accidentally telling my parents about my sister's pregnancy because I was tired of keeping the secret? Go on. I, 24 female, have a younger sister, 21 female. We're not really close, but we're not enemies either. We always had a competitive sibling dynamic. About 2 months ago, she told me she was pregnant. It wasn't planned, and she was freaking out about how our parents would react. They're pretty traditional and can be judgmental. She made me promise not to tell anyone. Full, you cannot say a word until I'm ready, serious. I agreed, but I was hesitant about it. She still lives at home, and I visit my parents pretty often. My mom kept making comments to me about how my sister has been moody and gaining weight and asked if I knew what was going on. Every time I had to pretend I didn't. I'm starting to get tired of keeping this up quickly. I also felt weirdly left out of everything. She wouldn't update me much, but expected me to cover for her constantly. I was lying to keep her cover, but I had no idea what was going on and I felt used. Yeah, she definitely should not have told you. And I feel like your mom knows what's going on. I'm sorry, but
my mother knows.
Moody, gaining weight. She knows what's going on. You're not drinking. I'm going to be when I choose to have a child.
Boom. A child.
It's going to be so obvious because I am not the type of person to say no to a margarita. I'm literally just not. I might take, a month off of drinking here and there for my mental health, for, because I have like fitness goals or something, but like it is very unlike me to say no to a drink. And for those of you who are a little worried about me, just so you know, like I don't drink like at home. Like I don't like drink wine. Like we actually have so much liquor that people have given us over the last year because we got engaged and married. And like we have so much liquor because we literally do not drink at home. So like just FYI, at social functions, I am known to say yes. With that being said, me saying no, they're gonna know. Last weekend, my mom directly asked me if my sister was pregnant. I hesitated and finally gave in. I think you should talk to her. I told you she knew. Which obviously confirmed it. My mom confronted her immediately. It turned into a huge blow-up fight. My sister is furious and said I betrayed her and stole the chance for her to tell them on her own terms. Hold on though, because like, no. Like you did kind of confirm it, but like only because you were forced to lie about it again and again. And I don't think you would have confirmed it if your mom didn't already guess. I told her I didn't outright say she was pregnant. I just didn't deny it. And honestly, I was tired of carrying the secret around my parents. She says I made it about me because I was uncomfortable for a few weeks while she's been dealing with something life-changing. Now she won't answer any of my texts. Part of me feels guilty because I did promise, but another part of me feels like I shouldn't have been put in that position in the first place. I think your mom was gonna know. Like, I think it's obvious. There's so many hormonal changes. Like, you look different when you're pregnant. Like, you just do. I do agree with your sister that like this was something that she told you in confidence and stuff, but like I get where she's coming from as well. But I don't think it's fair to like ask people to lie for you for like extended periods of time. It's also not the type of thing that you can hide for very long, honestly. You cannot hide the bump. You just can't. I just, I swear, the minute I gain like 10 pounds, everyone's like, are you pregnant? I see a pouch. I'm like, no, babe, I just have fat. It's just, yeah, it's just a hard thing to hide. That being said, I do kind of understand where your sister's coming from. I think it was kind of getting to the point where she should have told her herself. Then again, it's not really up to you. Could you have lied to your mom? Yes. But I think that you could have also like maybe just said, I don't know, like just play dumb, right? And then maybe gone to your sister and been like, by the way, like mom, she seems to know, like I kept your secret but like I'm feeling uncomfortable with like how long I'm being forced to keep this secret. Mom's asking me questions. I'm being forced to lie for you. You should tell our mom. I think I would have preferred that. I'm just saying. Still love you though. So people in the comments are saying, I was ready to vote the other way, but then you got to how you told your mom and she knew. Clearly, it was becoming increasingly obvious. It had been 2 months. The changes were apparently noticeable. If you had told your mom no, she probably would have known you were lying, and that wouldn't do anyone any good. So I have to say, not the a-hole. I understand why your sister is mad, but it's kind of on her. 2 months is too long to keep it going under those circumstances. But that doesn't make her an a-hole. It just makes her someone who failed to figure out an effective plan in a reasonable amount of time before it would be obvious. Maybe the parents are a-holes for being judgmental, but I can't confidently say that in this situation with the information that I have. Okay, I agree there. I actually don't feel like the sister's the a-hole either. I think that she has a right to tell her parents on her own time. I don't think that you were an a-hole. I just kind of wish that you handled it a bit better. Agreed, 2 weeks, sure. You could have kept the secret. 2 months. Sis will be showing pretty soon, so the jig will be up. She roped OP in and then made it their problem. OP responded, this is how I feel. I just don't understand what her game plan was to do. I kept it for as long as myself I could. I'm human. I'm not a liar. Okay, I get that. I do get that. Promising to keep a secret isn't the same as promising to lie to cover it up. Not the a-hole. There's a lot of emotions and stress about this pregnancy, and I'm sure it's just being directed at OP. But OP, you did nothing wrong. You did not tell your mom she was pregnant. Your mom already thought she was because your sister's behavior suggested it. You didn't give it away. She did. Yeah. No, I would agree with that. She's definitely directing her anger toward you. I don't think you're the a-hole. I don't know if she's the a-hole either, honestly. It was just an unfortunate situation. Could you have sort of like said to your mom, like, oh, I'm not sure. I don't know. And then like gone to your sister and been like, by the way, like, I think mom knows. Like, I didn't tell her, but like she came to me and said this. Like, you should probably tell her soon. And like, if you want me to help you find a way to tell her, let's do that. My personal opinion. Not the a-hole, but could have handled it a little differently, if I may say so. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe!